Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Muhammad Waizuddin bin Abdul Rahman. My matrix number 08DKA21F1098. My fellow member is Muhammad Wildan bin Kamal. Matrix number 08DKA21F1097. Nurhani Nazura binti Muhammad Zamri. Matrix number 08DKA21F1096. And Nur Syamimi Syamila binti Azizan, matrix number 08DKA21F1095. Today we want to present about the project what we do in Brickworks. The content of this project, number 1 is course objective, number 2 introduction, and number 3 work process, and 4th type of tiles, and number 5 plastering process, and 6 is conclusion. Course learning outcomes. Upon completion of the course, students should be able to CLO1 perform practical activities using properties, tools and technique for concrete work and with safety awareness. CLO2 complete a selected mini project on Brickworks through group participation. CLO3 participate actively in a teamwork during practical activities.
Introduction of brickwork. Bricks are one of the building materials used for construction purpose. Bricks are made from the use of sand and lime clay as well as sand and cement. A rectangular brick made of a hard and rough inorganic material. The commonly used brick size is length 215 mm with width 102.5 mm and height 65 mm. The thickness of the connection is 10 mm. In brickwork, there are several types of bonds. The selection of the type of bond depends on one's wishes or refers to the drawing plan. Cut bricks are very important in brickwork because they can produce strong walls. Work process. First, before the brick bonding work is done, materials and work tools need to be prepared. The tools that we need are brick trowel, spirit level, wheelbarrow, yellow pills and gloves. Secondly, the pictures show that the process of taking and selection of bricks. Third, prepare the mortar mixture. The pictures show the mortar mixing process. Types of ties. Number 1, stretcher bond. Stretcher bond is a stack of bricks is stacked between each layer. All bricks are stacked with brick side ties on each layer. Half-cut bricks are placed as starting bricks alternately between layers. The thickness of the mortar should be uniform and not exceed 5 mm. Use a brick, quarter brick lap or half brick lap to prevent vertical connections from occurring. The function of stretcher bond is usually used for walls that are half a brick thick.
The Flemish bond. The Flemish bond is stronger than any bond because there is no continuous vertical connection. It used in the construction of the main hall and retaining wall. The constant stretcher arrangement on one layer interspaced with a header arrangement on the next layer. It used for the cover brick to prevent vertical connection. For the function, it used in the construction of manhole and retaining wall. This bond is also present on the isolate or single pole construction. The pillars are isolated in their thick English bond from the 1 brick to 3 bricks. This is the process of binding the Flemish bond video.
Allah.
For the third bond is the English bond. English bond is stronger than any bond because there is no continuous vertical connection, same like the Flemish bond. It used in the construction of manhole and retaining wall. It contains a stretchy arrangement on one layer, interspaced with a header arrangement on the next layer. It used for the cover brick to prevent vertical connection. For the function of English bond is it used in the construction of manhole and retaining walls. This bond is also present on isolate or single pole construction. The pillars are isolated in the thick English bond from 1 brick to 3 brick. This is the process of binding the English bond video.
Now we are at the end of the process of plastering. For the final process for this laboratory is plastering. As we know, plastering is a finish at the end of project or construction. What is a plastering? Plaster is a building material used for the protective or decorative coating of wall and ceiling and for modeling and casting decorative element. In this lab, we use a mortar to do a plastering. What is an important aspect to be considered when plastering? When we do a plastering work, we should be leveled, plumbed up, and the joint should be at the right angle at the corners or edges, so we can get a smooth plastering. Next, it must be cover the non-verticality and non-horizontality of walls and columns which are resulting from poor workmanship and non-standard brick. Generally, the plaster thickness should not extend 15 mm, else the mortar board might tend to fall due to its self-weak, and thus the crack can be initiated in later stage. The mortar mixed proportion of cement and sand equal 1 ratio of 5 is generally used for the plastering. When we do the plastering, we need to use a scrape, hot bucket, and trowels. In conclusion, this report has greatly enhanced our knowledge about construction of brick wall. Also, we know a type of brick bond that usually used in building and construction. At here, we know how to build each of those brick bonds through this lab. We're very grateful to have a chance to do this report, as we have gained a lot of knowledge. Furthermore, we'll also get the experience to do the plastering work and know how to mix the mortar to do the plastering. At the end of this laboratory, we wish that could have more change and get more experience like this in the future, as it really benefit ours a lot.